Good morning guys and welcome! Today we're in the oldest and best preserved medieval city centers in all of Europe, perhaps maybe all of the world. And it was here Stockholm was founded 900 years ago. So today I thought we were gonna take a walk around the area, or this island as it actually is, and see what it's all about. So join me! Alright, so we are in one of the areas, in kind of the center. This is actually a small island, and Gamla stan actually consists of 4 islands, and this one is the biggest one, which is also where the city center is. And there are 3 other ones. To some people there are only 2 other ones. Most people probably would say 4. But we're gonna head to the big square, like the center of the island at first, and then we're gonna walk from there and see where we end up. But this is what it looks like. As you can see, the architecture here is not from yesterday, and we can start with one of the alleyways to just give you an understanding of what we're dealing with here. Maybe we can walk all the way over here. And I mean, all this part of town has small shops, mostly souvenir shops, and also of course a lot of offices and stuff like that on the entry level. And of course I think there are around 3,000 people living in this area, and we'll start here. I don't really know what this is. Looks like some kind of church or something. Let's go in here. And you can see this color over here is the most like a mustard yellow, something like that. It's the most common color in this part of town. And as you can see here, these narrow alleyways, they have them everywhere, and also over here. And actually the royal palace is located on this island as well. I thought we were gonna cover that in another video. It's actually one of the biggest palaces in all the world, with over 600 rooms. So and I think actually can enter there and probably spend a few hours walking around. So let's do that in another video. So here to the right we have the square. I think actually they are setting up the Christmas decorations for actually here I'm gonna show you something. This is probably the most typical sold items in this part of the city. As you can see, those houses are for you put like a small candle in it and all the windows are lit up, and some other accessories that you can sell. This horse of course is very famous for Sweden, but these houses are of course copies of what it looks like around this area, and they are actually pretty nice. And there is some art galleries and some other places, and of course a lot of restaurants as well. So here we closing up on that square I was talking about, and the big building you can see here, it's actually the Swedish Academy, which also handled the Nobel Prize, and I think it's actually the kind of Nobel Prize something museum in there. So if you're into that Nobel thing, it's a cool place for sure to visit. And we are lucky today because this area during Christmas time is packed. I mean, they sell every kind of Christmas thing that you can imagine. And this is some kind of meat, it looks like. Seems like it's elk and some deer. Let's take a walk around this area first. Hey! And here we have some winter clothing. And I mean, everything sold here. Everything that's sold here is reminded of something about Sweden. I mean, it's mostly like sweets, cheese, some kind of sausages, or dried meat or stuff like that. So it's a variety of different stuff. I mean, it's not Christmas yet, but they're starting to set up a few other shops. And here you can see, here is the entrance, by the way, to the museum. So here we have a lot of the Swedish candy, I guess. I mean, I remember eating this when I was young. You can choose all of the colors over here depending on what kind of flavor you like. Here we have the Swedish. I mean, this candy have been eaten by every kid in all of Sweden, probably, that have been visiting a Christmas market. You have you have basically everything. I don't even know if you recognize something here, but this is called a polkagris anyway. And they look like this, which you put in your Christmas tree. Here we have, of course, the Christmas decorations. You can choose whatever you like. You can buy one of them. One of those over here is around, I mean, they range from $4 up to probably anything. I mean, you can probably pay $100 for one easy, if you find one that is something special. Here you have the same. These ones you probably know. Hey! And I mean, as you can see, those Christmas markets, I mean, many of the different stalls over here, they are selling similar stuff. And most people come here, probably most for a tradition. And it's pretty nice. I mean, I would suggest you though to come after dark. It's a little bit better, I would say. Still nice, of course. Here you can buy some hot chocolate, and if you have been celebrating Christmas, if you're Christian, this is things that you put in front of your I mean, people put it, depend of you, if you have like a open, what do you say, open fire, something in your living room, you have probably seen it in the movies. You put them over there, and when you wake up on Christmas morning, you have a present or a gift in there. Here we have some jam, I think, locally produced, probably. They usually sold at these kind of markets. And here we have some different accessories. I mean, here you have more. It's also a lot of, actually not everything here is not Christmas stuff. I mean, a lot of things are just craftsmanship also. I mean, here you have some necklaces and stuff, I guess. Hey!
Hey!
So as you can see, it's not only Christmas accessories. So depending on what your reason is for coming here, I think you will find something that suits you. Here is like locally produced, you can see this is mustard and stuff. Hey! Here, most famous Swedish
almonds.
Hey, how are you? Almonds.
Very good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Looking great and smells very good also.
Thank you. Try one if you like.
Thanks. I have a braces in actually, so I cannot eat. Here we have the mugs and stuff, and over here, of course, if you're into candles, you'll find something special over here. If you want something warm and you forgot it where it came from, or if you don't even have one, this is probably the shop for you. Here you can buy some knives, or these are probably actually from Torn, it looks like, if you want to check it out. It's like this, pretty common in Sweden. They can use it for handles for knives and stuff. And this one also, you can see these gloves actually are very famous around here. Most people have them in their homes. Here you have a little bit larger pieces, as you can see. They are actually used for a lot of different purposes, the horns of elks and deers, and mostly for handles for knives and stuff. So depending on what you're after, you will find something. Here, of course, you have like a lottery. You Want to do that, and you can find, of course, some candy and stuff over here. Here you have the famous glögg, of course. It's like a sweet lemonade stuff. You can have it with alcohol or non-alcohol. It's different depending on what you like. But here we have, like, this is super common in Sweden. It's like a fish which you're eating. They all come with like mustard taste, and here's like, looks like an apple on there. Actually pretty good, so if you're around, have to taste. And here we have, hey, some sausages, it looks like. And we have some other accessories. I mean, this is very common if you're around this area. It's mostly, I would say, some of them are dried, some of them are not. I would suggest you to try both. A lot of them are very tasty actually. And here we have another one. It's saffron. This is the glögg I was talking about. You got some cheese, the red ones over here, and some mustard. This one is very good. This one, must. I don't even know what's it called in English though. What's it called in English? This one, must.
Yes, wait.
Yeah, I don't even know. Here you have julmumma. I mean, all of these flavors here are very Swedish, I would say, and some of them are only consumed over Christmas. I mean, it's a must try anyway. They have some different ones summertime, depending on they are mostly locally produced. As you can see here, it's like it says Swedish. And these ones, you have like actually some of them contains like a lower amount of alcohol.
Must.
Yeah, maybe that is the word actually. I don't know. Maybe it is must.
Must.
All right. Well, it's if you're in the area, it's a must try for sure.
Test, if you want to test.
It's a must.
It's a yeah. I mean, you have to try it, obviously. Looks very nice. Actually, I have braces in, so I cannot eat or drink anything. But thank you. Yeah, here you can see. I mean, they look very old-like. Yeah, you get the point. That's a typical Swedish market and what they are selling here. And if I would suggest you, I would suggest you coming after dark. It looks a little bit more cozy. But let's continue. I mean, here you can see the mustard-colored houses again. And I mean, this place is probably one of the more iconic parts of this area, as you can see. And if you can see the construction in the back, maybe you can see up here, it's Stockholm Cathedral. They are doing some renovation work, and it's actually the oldest cathedral in all of Stockholm. It's not doesn't look as it did back in the days, but it was under major renovation in the 1800s, so it doesn't really look like it did before, but it's still a nice place to visit. I think it's around $6 if you want to go there, and it's located just next to this square. And I think also, I don't really know which restaurant it is, but it's supposed to be one of the places here that is actually the oldest restaurants that has been up and running for the longest time, something like 300 years. I don't really know which restaurant it is, but it's supposed to have a Guinness record. But this is what they look like, so you get the point. And you see the houses, green, red, and mustard. Some color seems to be the most popular ones. Let's continue. I don't really know which way we're gonna walk. Let's take let's walk back this direction. So if you're coming during winter time and Christmas, make sure to come to this place pretty early, because after working hours people show up here to just have some glögg, as we say here. It's kind of a sweet drink. You can choose alcohol or no alcohol if you want to. It's kind of different, but you can choose anything that you want. It's actually pretty good. It's kind of a must try when you're here. But let's continue. I know that there is one of the most famous coffee shops in all of this part of it. Actually gonna show you shortly. Over here you can see the house there. That's the royal palace. And if you're in this area, it's a very short walk. And sadly they're doing some renovation work there on the outside as well, so it's probably not the best time to go there at the moment, but it's for sure a must visit as well. I don't know what the price is though if you want to enter the palace. And we actually had a discussion yesterday about the difference between a palace and a castle, but a castle seems to be a place which is meant for being defended, and a palace is basically just a beautiful home, if we got it right. So yeah, let's walk here. I think it's the right turn. We'll see where we end up. I mean, as you can see here, it's like a studio for some artwork, and seems like a shop for glasses. Starting to get a little Christmas-like. And in Sweden, if you haven't been here before, these pine trees, everyone have them in their living room during Christmas, and they put in nice accessories. And wow, this shop looks like a true Christmas shop. Seems to turn into a Christmas video. Let's walk in and see, actually. Right. Thanks. Wow, it's a lot of stuff. It's packed. Hey. All right. If you want to send someone a postcard, here you have the square. Actually, probably it's painted though. I mean, this is what Christmas. And here you have the Santa Claus, of course. Yeah, they have all the different ones. And 10 of these are around $4, something like that. And wow, here you have a lot of other Christmas stuff. If you entering a typical Swedish home, you will find a few of these accessories or Christmas decorations everywhere. We all have them. And here you have what you put in your pine tree. Depending on what you like, you have you hang these on a branch, as you can see. Different sizes. Some people hang them in their windows. I mean, these options over here is probably more common to have. Wow, you can see a lot of stuff. See over here. Yeah, here we have another things to put in your Christmas tree. Everything looking like Santa Claus. Even a tractor. And all right. And of course you have the mandatory thing. Everyone probably have seen this one. Yeah. And you have, of course, all the other decorations. All right, enough for today. Let's continue. Hey, thanks for the show. Ciao. All right, let's head this way. This was the coffee shop that I was talking about, and it's in summertime. This is one of the only trees that is in such a narrow area. So it's covered in leaf, of course. So during summertime, they have like a serving outside here, which is pretty nice. I have never been to the coffee shop itself though, but it looks very nice. It's if you want, or if you're in the area and want to check it out, it's on this location. And here is the name of the place. It's pretty nice, even wintertime, I mean. Alright, let's continue. I think we can head down to... There is... I'm not sure if it's a main street or not, but there's like one street that is more touristy than others. These one, for example, are of course more apartments and stuff for people because it's a lot more calm. Here you can buy if you want a sign on your doorstep. And the whole kindergarten class are out. I mean, there are a few kindergartens here as well, and I even think that there is a school here somewhere. And of course a church. Here you have one of the most beautiful ones according to me. Check it out. It doesn't make itself justice maybe on screen now because it's a little bit too close, but that tower looks amazing in the distance. I actually see that is from where I'm staying, and it looks very nice. So I think maybe we're gonna walk. Yeah, let's continue this way. It's these streets, actually, just to mention, are covered in cobblestone, and during winter time that's super slippery, so be cautious. Maybe you cannot see it here, but in a distance, very far over here, you can see another island, not a one in Gamla stan or the old town, but Södermalm. So another nice area of Stockholm. If you're here, you have to visit that one. Let's see. Yeah, let's walk down here. This is also a place, if you're staying here, a lot of people coming here during weekends and have dinners and or just have a coffee, you know, hanging out. There is a lot of pubs also. I think maybe we can take this way before, and then we can... No, just don't want to interrupt their photo session. So can take that on our way back. So this is the main street. For you who haven't been around, it's called Västerlånggatan. And this stretches, the island is kind of facing this way, so this street is kind of going all the way around the island. So if you're here for the reason of shopping or having dinner or something, it's most likely for you to end up on this street. And it's a pretty nice one. I mean, during summertime this street is packed with tourists, kind of hard to and you have those kind of souvenir shops that you I mean, if you're here for buying a souvenir, that is kind of similar to what you can find in, I don't know, Thailand or anywhere in any of the tourist attractions all over Asia. Kind of the similar stuff. But with a Swedish touch, of course. There is a few cafes and a very nice restaurant if you're in the area. And you can see also here the architecture is kind of similar to what you've seen the past minutes. A lot of leather shops. Here you can see like the former Viking scripts on the stones over here. I mean, a lot of, even a hammer. So if you're into, and here we have a Viking, but the small one, you can see, maybe you recognize that one. All right, let's continue. Here is one of the smaller alleyways. There is, I don't know where that one is located, but there is one alleyway that is 90 centimeters wide, and it's the most narrow street in all of Stockholm. By the way, I have to put in this restaurant over here. One of the most cool experience you can get in this part of town. It's actually a Viking-inspired restaurant, where all the staff are dressed as they did back in the days, and they are serving the same food as they did back then also. So it's actually a super nice experience, and they play music from that era, and kind of the environment where the restaurant is also super beautiful. So let's see if we can continue walking. This seems to be another square over here. Alright, let's continue this way and we see if we can find ourselves another alleyway somewhere. Maybe I can show you, but here you see the water down there, and as I said, this island is not very big, and you can probably walk, if you walk like along the water line, it will probably take you 30 minutes to walk around the whole island. So it's not a big one, and you can reach it pretty quick from the, let's walk up here, see where we end up, from the city center. It's just basically next to it. Let's walk up here. Seems interesting. Here you can see the cobblestone, and you can see the mustard color here. It's like a orange ventilation, of course. These views are pretty fantastic, that everything is kept intact. And in Sweden, this part of Stockholm is kind of marked as a museum or something, so you're not allowed to make any changes of the appearance of the houses, so it wants to be kept as it is. So I think we just continue this direction. I think we'll find a way over here. Here you have different shades of the orange or green, and this one, for your information, is copper. And over the period of times, I mean, actually for rainwater and roofs on churches and different houses have been an issue for being stolen in the past, because copper, of course, has a value. So some of the buildings here doesn't have them anymore, just because the risk of them being taken down. I mean, of course, a lot of the things here is also changed, and everything is not original. As you can see in the front here. Here you see also on the church. Here maybe is a better view of the church, but all the tower over here is copper, which turns into green over time. And it's a pretty massive church. I thought we were gonna walk along this street and then we will end up on the other side of the island, which facing the other 3 islands. One of them are super small. It's just fits basically a bigger house on it, and there is 2 other ones. One is where the government have their building, and one is another kind of historical place called Riddarholmen. So let's walk this street and then we find our way out on the other side. Oh, check it out. Someone. Well, here is very slippery. As you can see, it's a lot of ice, and if you have been walking cobblestone during winter time, it's pretty bad. And here you find your way. If you want to access the church, this is the name of the street. Well, let's walk this direction. And here you have these old, these are actually steel, probably very old, and you can see the hinges like this. And I mean, some of the doors are super low. I mean, here you have a bicycle for reference, but if you're over 6 feet, that will be an issue. And you can see here in the walls you have, I don't know what this is, if this is just decoration. And I mean, this door also, I mean, it's just to my chest basically, but it looks super beautiful. And you can see the continuous color, and kind of looks the same. I don't really know which direction is the best one, but I found probably these narrow streets more beautiful than the other ones. This green color seems to be pretty popular too. I have some flower decorations. Here's another restaurant. Alright guys, I think that's gonna be enough for today's video. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao!